So I'm like, wow, okay, blah, 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 blah. And fucking John Lennon dies. John Lennon dies. I think I hit acid one night, Monday Night Football, he dies. Tuesday, the city shuts down. They say that on Sunday they're going to have a memorial for John Lennon at Strawberry Fields. They're going to do all this shit. They're going to lock down New York. And I just happened to go, and I go, I don't want to go into Central Park if it's going to be jammed. Fuck it. I'll go down to the Village and see what's happening. In those days, the Village was a little freer, you know? And I remember going down there and seeing the store, Bleecker fucking Bob's, and just going in there to buy like a Blue Oyster Cult album. I wanted to buy like a Blue Oyster Cult album. I'll never forget this. The live one. They have a live album that's really fucking good. Godzilla, Don't Fear the Reaper. It was like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't. That's not on there. No, that wasn't out that. That came out after they got popular from that, because they went on tour with Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio, and it was called the Black and Blue Tour. A lot of people don't remember this shit. Monday morning, cocksuckers. We're dropping knowledge here. I go into the fucking Village, and I'm looking through album covers, and I don't know what the fuck I'm buying. I'm looking for Blue Oyster Cult. And right fucking there, it said Ozzy. And I go, because blue is right next to black, you know, before. So they had black, and then they had Blue Oyster Cult. And then as I was walking down, it had Ozzy, just plain Ozzy. I go, what the fuck is this? And I pull out a 4-song EP. And I'm looking at it, and it's Ozzy Osbourne on the cover with the fucking jacket on, with the wings coming over, fucking Rudy Sarzo on the side. Not really. At the time, it was the different bass player. And then it was Randy on the side, and the old man drummer was on the back. He was like 100, that dude. He's still around. And I remember looking at it, and guys, I was there for John Lennon and Blue Oyster Cult, and I just bumped into my fucking treasure. Every feeling in my body just dumped out. It was just 4 songs. Mr. Crowley, I Don't Know, Suicide Solution, and something else. That was the first 4-song EP from fucking Fuck Nuts. So it sent me over. Guys, I was so fucking ecstatic. And then a couple weeks later, the album came out, and I was fucking going off. But if Ozzy hadn't connected with me before, he had connected with me on this album with the Blizzard. God, and again, I feel fucking like a weakling telling you this story, but it's the truth. I didn't have anything else. This was all that was keeping me together. On that album, he put out 2 songs that really fucking stuck with me. One is Mother Revelation, Mother Earth. I had just lost my mother, and this guy's talking about a mother. Not only that, Pink Floyd's got a song on the wall about mother. So it was a tough year for Uncle Joey with mothers, right? Everybody's coming out with mother, mother, mother. And I'm missing my mother. But Ozzy's Mother Revelation hit home. But the song that fucking destroyed me on that is I Don't Know. They have a verse in I Don't Know that whenever I'm a little depressed, I still fucking sing it in my heart. And it's, nobody ever told me. I found out for myself. You gotta believe in foolish miracles. It's not how you play the game. It's if you win or lose. You can't choose. Those words right there, don't confuse. Win or lose, it's up to you. That has carried me for fucking 40 fucking years. Those words are so fucking powerful in that song that, and you know, hearing Randy on the guitar, when Ozzy came back with that band, it was the most exciting fucking thing that happened since Lynyrd Skynyrd died. And then Bon Scott died. So the community was a little low. When Ozzy came back out with that album, guys, you know, I wish you could have remembered it. It took everything down. It was game over. Van Halen was done. Van Halen came out with Van Halen 2. Everybody had to step aside for that first fucking Ozzy album. Everybody. And it was growing. I mean, it was in every magazine. Now they were everywhere. Rolling Stone, Cream, they were fucking taking over. And I read about what happened. You know, like, I want to know what happened. Again, there's no fucking internet, guys. Today, you go on there and find anything you want. But back then, when I was a kid, there was no fucking internet. But from reading, you know, I read that they threw him out of the band, you know, for his drug use, which I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to get older. So when I'm in a band, I get thrown out for drug use. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just related to this fucking mook, you know? And guys, I saw him with Sabbath, and then tickets went on sale for fucking the Palladium with Randy Rhoads, Rudy Sarzo, the drummer, and fucking Ozzy Osbourne. And I think 40 of us went. We were maybe sophomores in high school, juniors. 40 of us motherfuckers went, and another 40 motherfuckers from North Bergen were there, the older guys. And he came out and destroyed that fucking room. He opened up with, dun, taka, 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 and the place just erupted, guys. And he did 2 shows.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He fucking came out with it. And the best thing was, at that time, he still wasn't fucking with Sabbath. Like, he was not doing any fucking Sabbath at all. He was just doing straight up fucking that album. You know, it was tremendous. The night I saw him, you know, I don't remember if he did Sabbath. I could be wrong. There was a lot of drugs that night. You understand me? We were in the acidic state of mind. But he was also pushing the Blizzard of Oz. Now, Ozzy had threatened, like in 75, to leave Sabbath. Or maybe he did leave Sabbath, and he started a band called the Blizzard of Oz that was short-lived. For years, I saw all those pictures with him with Blizzard, the Blizzard. Guys, that was again, I'm not going to be like one of these guys that sues the cigarette company after they smoked all their life and they get cancer. If I had any doubts about not doing coke, Ozzy erased that shit. Like, he was my fuck. I still remember being in a cemetery with my friend Carlos and getting sun in a cemetery and snorting bumps just because of lying snowblind in the sun. Soon my ice age yet to come. I mean, guys, I'm a fucking geek. Okay, I'm a drug geek. And he just lit that fucking match for me. You know, it was like the first time you listened to Bitch Girl by Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Rich Girl. When you're in the 6th grade and that song came on, you lost your mind. You know why? Because you said the word bitch. Yeah. You're a child. He said bitch. You know, I remember when Chuck Berry came out with My Ding-a-Ling. And we were like in the 5th grade. Everybody bought My Ding-a-Ling. Ask me where My Ding-a-Ling is today. I don't even want to see that fucking album. It's a horrible album. But you're young and you're very, you know, you fall for that shit. And I fell for it. Like, I loved. But there was a lot of shit about Ozzy that I liked early on that a lot of people didn't know I liked. I wasn't just a fan of his because of drugs. He's not a great singer. Doesn't have a lot of range. You know, if you watch Ozzy, there was just something about him. You know, there's some people who are tremendous fucking singers and they got a whole career going. Fucking Rob Halford, that motherfucker could sing since day one. Not for everybody's taste, but he could sing. You know, Pat Benatar could sing, not just rock. That bitch used to be an opera singer. She could fucking sing. Ozzy was always like, you know, you rate Ozzy as a singer, he's a fucking 6. But his fucking story is beautiful. You know, that neighborhood, Birmingham, England, that ain't no Beverly Hills. That is not Beverly Hills. And them and Judas Priest came out of Birmingham, England. You know, and they fucking, all those motherfucking bands, they're savages. Those people are savages. They eat toenails. You saw what he was doing. He was fucking licking piss off the floor. Ozzy was a fucking savage. And after a while, yes, you know, it went somewhere else. He bit the head off the pigeon. That's not my world. That's not my world. I ain't biting no fucking head off no pigeon. But, you know, when the story got, listen, Sabotage is such a great album because they were furious. Their story goes that they were just getting ripped off by the music label. You know, did you just hear this week or 2 weeks ago? John Fogerty just got the rights back to his music. That's fucking huge. That's huge. That they were at war. It doesn't really matter. What I'm trying to say is that the 70s and 60s in rock music, it was a fucking free-for-all. It was a steel fest. Led Zeppelin was making boxes of fucking money. And they dictated the market. How they didn't get charged for tax fraud and all that shit in the 70s. I read the books. I got 10 Led Zeppelin books Bob Lingus has sent me. They were making boxes of money. God knows what Peter Grant was fucking stealing. You know, and Sharon Osbourne's father was the original manager to Black Sabbath. He had that label in England or whatever. And he was robbing them blind. They had no fucking money. And sabotage. They were on the road for like 3 years. They had no money. No money. Gangstered no money. Like, not like, well, we'll send you a report. No, they had no money. Like, we gave you 28 balls. Like, that's what they were doing to these guys. It was fucking rough. And when you do, like, as a civilian at that time, I didn't feel the pain. But once I became a comic, I'm like, fuck, I know exactly what that feels like. There's people who run these contracts and they tell you they're going to pay you this amount. And then you don't get another dime throughout the rest of the fucking, they keep it all. But meanwhile, they're telling you, oh yeah, you'll get a check once a fucking month. They rob those guys.